TIFU by not listening to my flatmate and ending up homeless. Long story short, last year I moved to a new country for work. Everything was going well, and I shared the company accommodation for the first 2 months with a few other colleagues. When the time came to move to a more permanent solution, a series of complications led me to move in with this woman named Jennifer. Jennifer is what you call a small-town girl. Spent 29 years in the same small place. Conservative Catholic, family woman, borderline obese, heavy drinker, and smoker. You get the gist. Despite it being her first time living in a foreign country, she somehow managed the incredible feat of knowing everything. You see, a year of living with Jennifer made me realize that you could smell someone's room, despite their door being shut. Don't get me wrong, I'm not perfect, far away from it, but I don't mess with hygiene. So I decided to cut my losses and move to a new place at the end of our lease. Nothing surprising, but it turned out to be where I messed up. 2 months before the end of the lease, she came back from work drunk and depressed. Went on a rant about her struggles, her lack of budgetary skills, spending all her money on fast food, booze, and smokes. I thought nothing of it. Just another rant. Come our last month, I paid my last rent and the deposit for the new place I'm supposed to move to at the beginning of the following month. In the meantime, Jennifer had found her apartment and moved her stuff. Good for her. The day of her departure, the landlord came to get her keys, but it turned out Jennifer hadn't paid her share of the rent, and expected me to cover the entire rent and fees to stay until the end of the month. I categorically refused to pick up her bill. I can't afford it, and she can't either, as I had the misfortune of realizing Jennifer could have never afforded her move and pay her rent. After a few hours of arguing, I couldn't take it. According to our contractual agreement, I had to leave the apartment. I don't have that kind of support network. I'm slowly drowning. Lost all trust in people. I hate myself for believing that she would stay true to her own words and values. I learned my lesson TLDR by not listening to my flatmate, trusting she would stay true to her words and ending up homeless and even more damaged than I previously was. I obviously don't know where you are, but in the US it takes some time to go through the eviction process. Did you have separate rental agreements with the landlord? Or just one? What happened to the new place you already had lined up? I guess this is why landlords started demanding last month's rent, also. That is a painful situation. Sorry to hear you got into that tangle. Of course we know that the Jennifers of the world have bad credit and therefore don't fear having it ruined this way. Nor do they particularly fear court and a judgment against them. They'll just plop it into their box of "can't worry about that." Not saying your situation isn't 100% valid, but are you sure the local laws actually permit her to evict you without a court order? I moved to a foreign country and was threatened with eviction with less than 24 hours notice. After talking with a lawyer, no, they can't actually do that here. Make sure you know the actual laws, not just what's written in a contract. Have a meaningless award to look at, while you wait for more meaningless internet support and validation. Doesn't the landlord or you have the deposit to fall back on? The deposit paid at the start of the lease. Have you gotten it back already? TLDR roommate freaked out and moved out without paying last month's rent. So Op is homeless until August. Definitely look into building a support network so that you avoid a repeat of these types of events. At least now you know that you can judge a person's demeanor and attitude now. If someone comes home drunk, smelly and upset, they are not happy and definitely money has been spent. Money that should be going towards rent. That sounds like a tough situation. I hope things get better for you soon. Which country is this in op? What country is it that they just put you on the street instantly? There was a dude who lived in the apartment above mine who didn't pay his rent for months on end. And it took our rental property company months to get the guy evicted. And even then he was evicted mostly on the account of being a complete F-up and disturbing everyone else in the apartment building. Not paying his rent was just the icing on the cake. I even had to go to a housing court appearance as a witness during that process. Do you have a car?
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.